your YouTube channel and your journey, what to expect, how to make really great decisions that will help you grow. It's coming up. Hey, it's Brian here, and on behalf of myself and Nico, welcome. To simplify your growth here on YouTube, consider subscribing. You want to have more views to the videos you publish, and you'd love to see your channel grow. I really don't like assuming, but the fact of the matter is I've never met a YouTuber that doesn't want more views and subscribers. Now, whether you're brand new or you've been at it for a while, there are some things you really want to consider as you move forward with your journey, and that's what I want to talk about today. The day-to-day grind, the journey, the decisions that lead up to the results you're after or not, and some of the things you can do to dramatically increase the likelihood that your channel grows at extreme rates. So the first thing we've got to really focus on is where you want to go, what you got to do in order to get there, and what your available resources are. Let me break this down. It's super important. If you've got a goal to reach 10,000 subscribers in a year, you've got a lot of stuff to do. You've got to publish a lot of videos. That's that stuff in the middle. And it's really important that you break down and you honor and respect what's already going on in your life. If you're working a 9 to 5, if you're busy, if you've got family to take care of, if you've got bills to pay, you've got less time available to YouTube, and that's going to mean it's going to be much more challenging to reach the goal of 10,000 subscribers in a year. Now, to be clear, that doesn't mean you can't do it. It does mean it's going to be challenging, and furthermore, the decisions you make along the way will ultimately dictate whether you succeed or not. That's what we want to talk about. Oh, and there's one other thing that's really important. That is the sheer energy that it takes to publish a great video on this platform. And here's why, because when we start the day as human beings, we've kind of got so much energy that we can spend. It's like we're a battery. We're batteries. We wake up, we've got energy, we do a bunch of things, we're tired at the end of the day, and it's game over. And see, this is where all of these things really collide. If you're busy, if you've got a job, if you're spending a lot of time and energy, and yet 10,000 subscribers is your goal, that may not be feasible. It's still possible, but much more challenging than someone like me that does this full time. Again, I don't want to break your spirit. I do want you to be realistic with what's expected and what's needed. And here's another something to think about, super important. You cannot play the game like a YouTuber that you admire and respect that has the ability to drive thousands and thousands of views on this platform. Why? Because they have an audience, the thing that YouTube rewards. Now, the truth of the matter is anybody, no matter what, can go viral, can publish a video with crazy amounts of views, and the better decisions you make along the way means the more likely that will happen. But clearly, someone that's been at it for years, like I've been doing this now for 3 years, I've published about 450 videos. You can't keep up with that because I've simply outpaced you when it comes to experience. The only thing I've thought about over the last 3 years is YouTube and growing a channel. In fact, I'm currently thinking about merchandise, t-shirts, different ways to monetize, and finally I'm ready to look into that, but I didn't for 3 years because the only thing I wanted to occupy my mind was how to grow a channel. Now, that's really hard for a lot of people, that kind of commitment and focus. Quite honestly, the only things I focused on were the most important things. Let me ask you, do you ever feel overwhelmed? Do you feel like the sheer amount of information is simply, it's just not possible to keep up with? There's so many new videos from Brian Johnson and Nick Nimmin and Dee Nimmin and Daniel Battelle and Roberto Blake, Sean Cannell, and so many more creators. But at the end of the day, as human beings, we can only put so many new ideas in here until kaboom, right? It's just too much. So that means as you move forward, you've got to have the ability to honor where you're at, where your channel is at, and furthermore, you want to learn the skills and abilities that can get you the results you're after, so you're going to want to research. You're going to want to listen, pay attention, and really not just publish videos, but strive to gain the skills that will gain you the subs that you're after. That is how to play the game. Those are the two things. Number one, you're going to research and study successful channels. Do this, pay attention to those creators that are not just talking the talk, but they're walking the walk. That will ensure that what you're listening to is from a reputable source, right? The other thing to do is you've got to publish videos. What's a video? You got to publish videos on a regular basis. You don't have to have a schedule necessarily, but you got to step up to the plate and you got to publish. And when you do that regularly and you combine these two things together, you're going to grow a lot faster. And that's why I really didn't go outside the box of trying to grow my channel. When people ask me about merch, I'm like, nope, I don't care about merch. I want to grow my channel. Now, what's really tough about that is it takes sacrifice. Have you ever tried to find me on Instagram? I'm there, but I have not a lot going on. I think I probably posted a status update to Instagram a year or 2 or 3 or 4 ago. Have you ever tried to locate me on LinkedIn? I don't have an account. I don't care. The thing I've always been able to do is focus like a dog with a bone. I'm just not willing to give it up until I get what I want. One of the things to think about is when someone focuses so intently, when they're so dead set on growth, it's really hard to beat them out. Remember at the beginning of this talk, I mentioned the fact that we have so much energy every day. If I am spending all my energy laser focused on really understanding the topics my audience wants to click on, and then really studying the science and skills needed to design a thumbnail, I'm hard to beat after 3 years. And that's basically what's happening. That's what this book really talks about. It's called Essentialism. And the more you let go of all these things and the more you're able to focus on what matters, the more you're able to leave everybody else behind. One of the things to consider is it might sound really boring, like I'm only going to get to study and research and try a handful of things. But the truth of the matter is there are all kinds of skill sets that we've got to focus on and gain as YouTubers to really crush it. Did you see that movie, Wolf of Wall Street, with DiCaprio, Leonardo, whatever his name is? Well, that's Jordan Belfort, and he's really charismatic, super charismatic, and there's no question that having charisma is something that will allow you to build your YouTube channel. If you're thinking, I don't have any charisma, get some. This is the stuff I've been reading and focused on for years and years. And I haven't gone outside the box of the most important stuff, and I've won. Another really powerful skill to have is the knowledge of branding. When you have a brand, it makes it really easy for viewers to remember your channel. That's what branding is all about. Branding is breaking down all the complexity that's found on YouTube and making your channel really stand out amongst the millions of other channels. Do that and you're going to grow faster. So these are the things I've been focused on, and it really works. I don't want this to be a negative talk. I don't want to bring you down, but you know what? I do want to draw to your attention some of the most important things to focus on to allow you to get those results that you're after. The other thing that I see is you don't have to have it all figured out right now today. A lot of people don't publish because they're working on it. I got to get these things lined up. The more you publish, the more you're going to learn, and I can promise you that even if your brand isn't perfectly aligned when you launch your channel, that will be okay. I didn't have amplify your message when I launched my channel, BrianGJohnson.tv. My brand message was stake your claim. And I was like, share your message, spread your no. And then one day, walking my dog, amplify your message came to me, and I made that change, and it really worked out for the better for my channel. I got to tell you, nobody cared with those early videos, and publishing those videos gave me the opportunity to practice my craft. Skills over subscribers. Evan Carmichael wrote a book about your one word. To me, that screams branding. Branding, again, is making it really easy for viewers to remember you and your channel. Breaking things down and leveraging the power of less is more is one of the ways that you can do that too. You don't have to have permission to start publishing videos. You don't have to get a big YouTuber to shout you out. You can start that process by focusing on these things that matter most. And when you do that, one day your skills are going to outpace the rest of the people in your niche, and you're going to kick ass, you're going to do fantastic, and you're going to grow your channel. Now do this. On the screen is a video that's covering the 12 most important things to focus on to grow your channel. If you're not sure what those priorities are, check out that video on the screen now. If you're new to the channel, click on the yellow button and you'll be able to subscribe. Do that and Nico and I will thank you. I'll see you next time. You dig?